Welcome back to my channel, guys. So today I'll be talking about our Premier League match week 37, and the games which are going to be played on July 20. I'm going to talk about those games. So the first game that is going to be played on July 20 is Brighton versus Newcastle. Brighton is the home side and Newcastle is the away side. So I think this game is pretty wide open for both teams, as they aren't really chasing anything. Brighton, for sure, I think they survived the relegation battle. I don't think there is I mean, there is a little bit of a chance, but that's like kind of a magic if something happened down in the table. And then on the other hand, Newcastle, they just don't have anything to play for at the moment. They're just waiting for next season, or I mean, they're just waiting for off season right now. So now let's talk about their form. I think Brighton do have a good form because they've been playing against big side for the past few games, and they beat Arsenal in terms of the big side. They lost against Man U, they lost against Chelsea, they lost against Man City, but they also drew against Leicester. So I think they are facing big side for the past 5-6 fixtures. But the weak side they face, the weak side or mid-table side were Southampton and Norwich. And against Southampton they draw 1-1, and against Norwich they won 1-0. So I think their form it's pretty handy at the moment. I think they can win a game over here against struggling Newcastle. As Newcastle, after lockdown, they started okay. I remember their form was 50-50. I remember they started off with a 3-0 win against Sheffield and a draw against Aston Villa, and then they played well. And then they beat Bournemouth, and then also a 2-2 draw with West Ham. But afterward, their next three games were not good enough. They were hammered by Man City, they lost by Watford, and also Spurs beat them. So this game is pretty wide open, but in terms of form, I think Brighton is a favorite. And also, if you look at the stats and their past head-to-head record, Brighton do have a better a record. And to be honest, Newcastle don't really have to push their players anymore, because they don't have a chance to go to Europe, or they don't have any chance for relegation. Where Brighton, there's still a little bit of a chance for relegation, but it's kind of a magic. Like Aston Villa, they have to win the next two games. Bournemouth have to win the next two games, and Watford, if they win the next two games, something like that happens, then they can qualify for. Then Brighton do have a chance for relegation. So I think Brighton will still go for a win. They want to get this job, and they want to get this match done and sit comfortable. Even a draw for Brighton will be good enough. But I think Brighton do have a better record at the moment. Just don't look at the big team games. Just look at against a mid-table or small team. They did play well. So I think Brighton will be winning this game with a score of 2-1.